Give it up, Bernie Maskman.
I'm always a little bit uncomfortable when Pete Bro hugs me. It's always a little bit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how are you tonight? Thank you so much for coming out to Bernie Maskman Presents. I'm your host, Bernie Maskman. And thank you, of course, to True Story for having us here at this lovely location every second Sunday of the month, except for next month, when will be the third Sunday of the month. But that's okay. It throws it off, but that's okay. We can do this. Of our big holiday extravaganza next month. But I don't want to talk too much about that because it makes it sound like this isn't a fine, fine show. But this here's a fine, fine show. Of course, tonight's theme is blame. Now, I've been thinking a lot about this. I feel like every month we come on here and I say that, we're living in a weird time. I think this, and it's true. We are living in a strange time, and I feel like I say that every month, but we are. Just things are a little bit weird, and I think one of the things that keeps coming up is our efforts to blame someone, finding someone to blame for this or someone to blame for that. We are all in that mindset of we're frustrated, we're irritated, someone is to blame. And I get that way too. I'm certainly not here to judge anyone. I believe that it is a little bit has to go out amongst the world and has to come right back to us. I think we are to blame. Now, not him or her, we are to blame for the situation. Now, I was working on this monologue today and I discovered I don't have a lot of jokes. I wanted to have hilarious puns and lighthearted guffaws, but I kept just getting more and more angry while sitting in my car and writing in a tiny notebook. But I do believe it's a little bit of us. We're all in a pit. I would say I look around here and I don't see a whole lot of billionaires in the room, so I'm assuming we're all in that same pit together. We are in this pit, and the only thing that we're given is shovels to keep digging down. Because the value is the difference to the topsiders. The distance between the topsiders and us is the value they hold. So they're just going to hand us more shovels. And every time someone digs this way or that way to make maybe kind of a way to climb out, they yell down to make one half of the people yell at the other half of the people to stop shoveling. That way we need to shovel down. And then half the people just keep shoveling down because that's all they know to do. Now you're wondering, Bernie, what is this analogy about? It's about shoveling. I had some landscaping to do this weekend, and I probably got a little too heavily into the shoveling. But the point is, I think it works. Because every time we ask for a rope or a ladder, we get told, no, you got a shovel. And that's how good people do it, is with a shovel. But you're not going to get out with a shovel. You need something to get you upward. I mean, we could, stand on the corpses of the fallen, but that seems to be the ongoing premise of most of American life right now. And I recently was traveling abroad. Oh, that's right, I'm bragging. And I heard a gentleman talk about how good America has it currently. He was a big believer in our current American movement. I'm not making any proclamations about what that movement is or who might be the old man spray tan he's talking about. I'm just simply saying he was in favor. And I thought, okay, it's interesting because that gentleman was not from here. And I understand if he was from here and he has those feelings, because there are people. I'm related to them, I know them, I'm friends with them, they exist. But people from other countries, I just always assume they look at us like we're crazy, just insane. But this gentleman was all about it. No, it's working out great. It's working out great. And I got more and more frustrated, and I wanted to speak out to this person, but I realized I couldn't start shouting on the middle of a train ride because it was a 3-hour train ride and I didn't feel like that was the proper thing to do. But I kept thinking, and I didn't say this to him, but I felt like I want to tell him when we disembarked the train that you need to stop and apologize to everybody on this train car. Not for your political views. You are more than welcome to those. But for the fact that you talked loudly and we paid for a train ticket, not your goddamn TED Talk. So what I'm saying, people, is you can have all of the feelings you want, but until True Story gives you a stage and an open mic, keep them to yourself. Keep them. Well, as I said, I wanted to have a hilarious, witty repartee. I don't know why I did that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a witty, hilarious repartee tonight, but it was frustrating. I find myself being frustrated lately, but nevertheless, the show must go on. And Bernie and the band going to deliver you the best show we can. Tonight, we've got some fine guests tonight. We're going to bring up our first guest tonight. He's one of my favorite guests. He's a bon vivant, I believe is what he's called himself before. I don't know what that means. I do not speak Dutch. But we're going to bring him up right now. He's Mr. Chauncey Van Vandervan. Chauncey, thank you so much for being here tonight on this fine November evening.
Thank you, Bernard, for having me. Hello, everyone. Hello, all the poor people in the back. Hello, everyone. Yeah.
So I gotta say, I haven't seen you in a while. I figure you must be out doing whatever your sort do. What have you been up to there?
By your sort, you mean wealthy trust fund babies? Yes. Well, I like to browse around the dark and seedy parts of Mountain Brook,
Oh.
Maybe I'll jaunt over the Vestavia to see where the other half lives.
I see. So you're really slumming it over in that area.
Yes, and then I'm ultimately thrown out of the V Club. It's not because I can't afford it, it's because I sometime embody. And I don't tip. Yes, there we go.
Well, I gotta say that it's gotta be, I don't want to say that it's rough on you, because that's a ridiculous thing to say. It's hard to imagine you having a rough time with it. But I would say that your particular bent on the world seems to be a rather unflattering during this time where a lot of people are struggling.
Wait, it actually is rough on me, It's rough on a Van Vandervan. Sometimes I have to decide, Bentley, Mercedes. Is it raining? Is it not? It depends,
So, I mean, you have troubles like anybody.
Yes, just like the common man. And I know your theme is blame tonight. And, well, as a wealthy trust fund baby and bon vivant, and you're wondering what that is, yes, I don't know, but I'll find out before the end of the show. Yes, someone asked Jeeves. Is that still a thing? All right. I don't want to blame the poor for their problems, but, someone has to.
Well, that's a bit much. Like I was worried that when I had you come on the show tonight that you would think the theme blame, and then I'm bringing you on, that I would be, pointing fingers at you. And I certainly don't want you to feel that way.
Me? Why would you point fingers at me?
Well, because you're a rich, snooty asshole.
Yes, but why would you point fingers at me?
Oh, I get it. No, that's fine. And the reason why I say this is because, we love each other. We're friends, right? I mean, well, we've known each other. We're acquaintances. We have been in rooms together.
We've met.
Yes. So there you go. I would certainly never take pot shots at you or anything like that. But I did want you to maybe be able to come on and maybe explain yourself to the fine folks here at the lovely True Story, and also the interwebs.
Well, explain myself. Well, for those who don't know, I'm Chauncey Van Vandervan of the downtown Van Vandervans, and I made my money the wonderful way of inheriting it from great-grandpapa. You see, he had half pickles. He decided in the 40s, people didn't have the stamina to eat a whole pickle. It was post-depression, post-war and everything. We had the wonderful idea, slice them in half. The long way, not in the middle. He's not a barbarian. And that's how he got wealthy, and I inherited that wealth. and all the responsibilities. I gave the responsibilities to someone else, but I kept the wealth. Yes. And I feel like I've given back to the community.
Oh, okay. So you have some charitable works that you've done?
Yes. Yeah. There was a YMCA, and before they bulldozed it, I gave them ample warning.
Oh, okay. Well, that's at least that's actually not anything. But I mean, there's got to be you have to have given something to somebody at some point, right? I mean,
I do donate to charitable events, you know.
Okay, yeah.
In today's wacky world of government, you know, people are needing money. So, yes, Chauncey Van Vandervan gives to the poor. Like so much Robin Hood, but more charming and less hair.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, so you, in this political climate, you do donate to, what sort of charities do you donate to?
Chauncey's kids. Not biological, of course. It's Chauncey's kids. Yes.
No, I didn't expect you to have any of those.
Do you know how many inner city children don't know how to use their salad fork versus their dinner fork? Well, Chauncey's kids collects money to make sure these children live the right way. You know, last week, one of them didn't know what an oyster knife was. We wept. I wept.
But that seems a bit. That seems a bit short-sighted for people that are, maybe financially struggling to assume that, flatware is where they're falling down.
Short-sighted. You sound like my mother and father and my therapist.
Well, I'm in good company. Well, no, I think, this is one of those situations where I do like to try to allow people that of varied opinions from my own be able to have a voice on my program.
I appreciate that. Because if you didn't, I would hate to buy you.
Well, it wouldn't take much. Chauncey, I gotta say, we're coming up on the holidays.
Oh, yes, right? The holidays, yes. Pumpkin spice season, everyone.
And
just like my socks.
So we're coming up on the holidays. What do you got? Do you do something special for the holidays? Do you have family traditions or anything that you...
Yes, I do. Pumpkin spice season, everyone. Now, here's what I do. I get my servants together on Thanksgiving Eve, and we go to the Starbucks. I shut the entire thing down. It's just for us. Pumpkin spice flows like water down the river.
So you do allow you pay for your serving staff to have a nice evening, I guess, sort of, at a Starbucks?
Oh yes, they've earned it. They've earned it. They can't afford the coffees, the high priced coffees on what I pay them. So of course I take them down there and I treat them. I go to the counter and my good man, I demand a pumpkin spice latte and 7 straws. They love it. It's togetherness. You see, it's togetherness. You put them together. That's what they get. Yes. And I know they're loving it because when I'm not near them, they're all huddling together, talking in quiet, low tones, looking at me, looking away, looking at me. I'm sure they're just whispering with gratitude.
Yeah. No, that's probably exactly what they're doing. They're not plotting anything. No, yes. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad at least you're trying to branch out from just being a weird, sad little trust fund baby. It's nice that you're at least trying to break out of that mold.
Benny, you're so incorrigible. I love to break out, especially during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, or as I like to call it, Black Hanukkah. All the wonderful holidays. Yes.
Well, do you really splash out on gifts for people? Do you purchase gifts?
Oh, yes, I love to give gifts. And I don't go the lazy man's way. Jeff Bezos does not get my time and money. I go from store to store to buy wonderful things for all the people in my life.
Oh, well, that's actually much more surprising. I expected you to just, have someone else go out and, buy people stuff or whatever. I don't know what I expected, but I did not expect you to actually go out and do the shopping yourself.
Yes, I go and do the shopping myself. I get my manservant to drive me down to a wonderful shopping area. It's called the Galleria. Have you heard of it? It's a delight. Here's what I do. I get on the carousel and ask them to turn it on. And as I'm spinning around, I go, there, that one, Brooks Brothers, Banana Republic. Orange Julius is still a thing? And I just point as I go and get dizzy with the Christmas spirit.
Well, you know what? I guess everybody has their own ways of celebrating. I can't certainly fault you for at least trying to be a better person this time of year than maybe we are at other times. I think that's one of the things that we always, I think, try to do at the end of the year when the holidays come around. We try to be better than we were before.
That is true. We all have different ways of celebrating. Some of them legal.
Okay, but no, that's good. I'm glad you didn't finish that sentence because we are recording. So, well, Chauncey, I tell you what, I have had a lovely time talking to you. I'm so glad we got a chance to talk a bit and do all that. And I'm sure you'll stick around, and I'll bring you back up for the big ending.
What, the big ending? A finale, if you will?
As we always do, the big finale.
Finale, that's French for it's over.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Chauncey Van Vandervan.
Thank you. Here's to all of you. People in the back, people in the front, in between, not you on the side. No.
I'm messing up by taking the other microphone. Do we have enough cord for me to walk that way? I don't. I'm gonna have to take this other microphone. I got a diva for a sound guy. That's the problem here. A diva for a sound guy. Well, coming up, I should talk to you a little bit about coming up. So, we do have a big show in December. It's our big holiday show. We should have a lot of fun. I'm going to try to. Now, last year I had a bit of a problem. Of course, my plan was to not have any guests. Just it was a quiet night in with Bernie and the audience. Turns out we had a lot of guests and not a lot of audience. But that was fine. That's fine. It happens sometimes, even to the finest shows. But this year is going to be a little different. I'm planning a musical extravaganza. I'll be doing a lot of music. It's a Bernie and the band in concert. So I'm sure everybody please come out for that. As I said, the third Sunday in December. It should be a grand old time, and there's no chance that several people will come up and interrupt me. No chance of that. So I'm trying to think if there's any other big announcements. Oh, I see in the crowd, there's a gentleman in the crowd, and I know I'm going to announce this, because December 2nd, I think he's asleep. Did he fall asleep? December 2nd, correct? At Saturn is a big show. It is the Everything is Fine Town Hall. Everything's good. Great. Everything's great. Town Hall show. It is a fine show, super fun to be in. Please come out and watch that out at Saturn on December 2nd. Of course, we have all sorts of amazing improv shows and comedy shows all throughout Birmingham. If you are on the internet and you're watching this and you're in the area, check out all of the entertainment that's going on. If you're in the room and you know, check out my friend Janice's page, BHM Improv. BHM Improv. It's got everything. We monthly updates on all the shows that are coming out. I often appear on that, and I'm so happy that someone is doing some marketing for me, because I'm very tired. I'm very tired, and I don't have a lot of bandwidth. I think the kids are calling it these days. Bandwidth. I don't have it. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our next guest. I was told I don't know much about him, but I heard that he was excited to be here and had some stuff to talk about to us. And I'm always interested in people from the community coming out and talking. So I don't know much about him, but ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause for Bruce?
Hello, everybody.
Sit. I did not, wow.
That's right, my name is Bruce. And before you ask, yes, I am that Bruce. I am the shark from Jaws.
Oh, well, that's, wow. We don't normally get such I mean, honestly, we don't normally get such high caliber guests. We usually it's just rich kids I sort of know.
Well, I appreciate that, Bernie. Yes, thank you for having me on your show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I should probably clarify. People think because I'm the shark from Jaws that my life is a bed of roses. But unfortunately, that is not the case, despite what you might see in the media. Yes, I am the shark from Jaws. I am not the shark from Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, or Jaws the Revenge. Because of the deal that Steven Spielberg had with the first film, they cut costs for the other 3 films, and unfortunately they went to non-union scabs. You know who you are. So unfortunately I have only appeared in the first Jaws film, and I was only paid $50 a week for that film. And I know that film famously went over budget, but at the end of that shoot, I had to pay more in taxes than I earned.
That's a bad deal. I mean, that's just...
Well, my agent at the time, I was a young shark in the entertainment industry. This was my first big film.
Oh, yeah.
I was very excited as an up-and-coming filmmaker. It's going to be a big film with a very prestigious cast.
Sure.
Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw, Roy Scheider, who is amazing in the movie Blue Thunder, if you've never seen it. But unfortunately, the deal that my agent had me sign, I was cut out of a lot of residuals. I signed for a deal where I made like a certain amount of money, and then they were supposed to give me a percentage of the profits. And even though this is one of the most successful films of all time, I have yet to see dime one from that studio. Oh. Universal Studios can suck my fin, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Bernie. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it clean.
I understand.
I'm very pent up with aggression.
No, this is a big deal. I remember as a child, I was as a little boy, 2-3 years old. You know how like you get those little push mobiles, things you sell.
Oh yeah, Fisher Price. Yes.
I had a Jaws push along, you step on a shark and you push along, and I had one of those.
Well, let's talk about that, Bernie, because that's an example of what I'm talking about. There was so much Jaws merchandise that came out in the late 70s to promote this film, and my face was on all of it. Did I see a penny from that? No. I did not get one dime of the merchandising. The merchandising rights on that film alone to this day. In fact, I heard from somebody here tonight that at the Paramount downtown, there is a Jaws pinball machine. My face is on the front of that thing, and I haven't seen a single quarter from that machine. I'm telling you, Bernie, this is all like, look, if you go back and you watch any of those behind-the-scenes documentaries about the making of Jaws, you'll see all the cast and crew, and they're talking about, the shark didn't work, the shark never worked, the shark was always broken. I worked my ass on that film. And I didn't know until day one that I was supposed to do my own swimming. They told me they were going to have a swimming double for that movie. I had to do all the swimming in that film. And I'm not that strong of a swimmer, surprisingly.
That is a surprise. I've always thought it was strange though. They really had a weird. There's a lot of strange marketing for a movie about a deadly shark. And no offense, I was a 3-year-old on a shark push along, or they had there was a weird little game that you pulled stuff out of the shark's mouth until it clamped down.
This is the other thing that I wanted to bring up here, Bernie. It's good that you brought it up because look. The media has misrepresented sharks for 40 years, for 50 years coming now. Look, we are not bloodthirsty creatures that are only hunting prey in the middle of the night in the ocean. Yes, that is part of what we do, but I am more than just a bloodthirsty killing machine with a singular focus on killing my prey. I like needlepoint. I like British crime dramas on BBC America. I enjoy a good book every now and then. So look, people are trying to make us out to be something that we aren't. And the studio has been profiting off of this for so many decades now. I'm going to talk to an attorney and see if I can work out something, because I blame Steven Spielberg for my lot in life. Because not only did I have to sign a contract to only be in the first Jaws movie, People talk to me all the time about, well, I bet you're really happy when Shark Week comes around. Shark Week is so popular
I was
every
just going to
year.
say that. I mean, it's a real big boom in shark interest. these
Exactly.
days.
But I signed away my life rights to the first Jaws movie. I cannot participate in Shark Week without violating that contract. Is that fair to you?
That seems really. I mean,
It's not fair to me.
You are one of the more famous sharks.
Name another shark, Bernie. See, you can't do it, can you?
I can't. I guess I can't.
And you know what the worst part is, Bernie? As technology has improved, as more opportunities open up for people to make movies about sharks, we live sharks are being replaced by CGI sharks.
No.
It happened, I noticed it the first time in that Deep Blue Sea movie that Sam Jackson was in.
Yeah.
They promised at the Shark Union, they promised us 5 days work for every 1 day of work of those CGI sharks. But those producers, they went behind the back and they found some twisty law loophole, and they replaced almost every one of the live sharks with CGI sharks. And that was in the 90s, Bernie. You know what's happening now with AI? If you want a shark to appear on your computer, you just type into a chat bot, "Give me a shark." And I'll bet you that AI model was trained on my likeness. AI sharks are being created left and right using my life rights without being compensated. And every time you do that, it costs one of those data centers like $600. Eventually, all the oceans are going to dry up and there's not going to be any real sharks. It's only going to be fake sharks.
I kind of lost it halfway in between there because he kept pointing at me and he's a shark. But again, no offense. But I gotta say, yeah, that's a rough go. I mean, anytime someone has been taken advantage of by the system, I feel bad. I wish there was something more I could do. But I'm just a dry land, not in the Hollywood sector anymore. I'm just here in a side room of a brewery in Birmingham. I'm not certain exactly what I could do for you, but if I could, I would.
Well, Bernie, I just appreciate the platform to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I think that a lot of people, they focus on the famous people in that movie. Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss, they had legendarily, they did not get along, and I think that the tension between the two of them contributed to that scene where they're talking about the Indianapolis, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I mean, for all the bad times that Jaws, the movie, has brought me, it's still an American classic. It still deserves to be mentioned with all the best films of the decade. But people focus on the actors in that film, and they don't really spend a lot of time thinking about the Jaws in Jaws. I mean, honestly, a lot of the sharks that you see in motion pictures, they go to plastic surgeons and have dental work done. This is not really what real sharks look like. This is all augmented. This is fang enhancement. Ooh. And I'm still paying it off. I got all this work done for the first film, and I went to a really bad orthodontist. And but you know what I'm saying, Bernie, but I don't want you to take pity on me. This is not a sob story. I'm still very grateful. I do make a little bit of money off of cameos. So if you want to get a personalized message from me, I'm on the Cameo page. You can find me under Bruce the Shark. I'm available for conventions. I'm also available for birthday parties. If you have a swimming pool in your backyard, I provide my own salt. So I'm happy to take care of that. So really, I'm just trying to get out there more, Bernie. I'm trying to make a living for myself. I don't want to capitalize on my image, but I also know that it can be an albatross if I want it to be, but I can also make it work for me. So this is just me trying to be the best shark that I can.
Well, I'm glad that I could provide a platform for you. I'm glad you're getting out there. And hey, you know what? We've got a fine group of folks out there that I'm sure will want to have you talk to them on a small message on their birthday.
I can give you swimming lessons. But I'm telling you what, though, Steven Spielberg, if he's out there watching, or if he comes into this room, I'm going to kill that motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, he is the reason I am in these dire straits.
Okay, well,
and that's not a water metaphor. Seriously, I'm in dire straits here.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Bruce, for coming along.
Bernie.
I tell you what, you can hang out here. We're going to pop that microphone right up there on that mic stand back there. And I'm going to get Chauncey back up on stage. Come on up. Yes, yeah. Please do. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a lovely evening. A lovely evening. Go ahead and stand back there. This has been a lovely evening that I'm so glad you can come and share this time with us. As I say, you know, we got the crazy times, and we oftentimes want to blame one another. We sometimes want to blame our parents. You know, we're really screwed up people, and we want to blame somebody, but it's not easy because, you know, like they say, when you point one finger at someone, three more are pointing back at you, and your thumb's kind of pointing off in that direction. I don't know what the old saying is, but we can't just sit around and blame one another. But who do we blame in this crazy, crazy time? My baby's always dancing, and it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I can't get no loving, and that's no lie. We spent the night in Frisco at every kind of disco. From that night I kissed that girl goodbye. Don't blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight, don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight, don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. That nasty boogie bugs me, somehow it has drugged me. Still our rhythm gets me on my feet. I've changed my life completely, I've seen the lightning leave me. My baby just can't take her eyes off me. Don't blame it on the sunshine, I don't blame it on the moonlight, I don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. Don't you blame it on the sunshine, I don't blame it on the moonlight, I don't blame it on the good times, I blame it on the boogie. Sunshine, moonlight, good times, boogie. Sunshine, moonlight, good times, boogie. Don't you blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight, don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. Don't you blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the good times, don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie.